There is a quote that you may have heard of from Lao Tzu, and the quote is, "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." I think that quote is bullshit. And here's why. Who wants to think about a 1,000-mile journey? That's so bloody intimidating, right? Of like, oh, what's that first step for this big, massive journey that I'm gonna take for the rest of my career? And what am I gonna do when I'm 60? And this first job is gonna be the thing that's gonna influence how I retire. Don't think that way. Don't think of the 1,000 miles. Think of the first step. That's it. And that first step might be book a meeting with somebody that you think is interesting. That first step may be get your camera out and go and shoot some stuff. That first step might be writing a headline for a blog post. Whatever it is, take the first one and then see where that takes you, and then take the second one and take the third one, or don't. But don't worry about the 1,000-mile journey. There is one skill that is underdeveloped, and it does not get talked about enough. And I've said this before, but the skill is under the mantra of shut up and do it. That I don't care what courses you took, and I don't care what professor you had, and I don't care what plans you've got, and I don't care what you would do. I care what you've done. And we don't reinforce that enough, that if you have an idea, shut up and do it. You wanna be a filmmaker? Shut up and shoot a film. You know, if you wanna write an ad, shut up and write an ad. And that entrepreneurial spirit of somebody who doesn't need massive direction and they're not looking for handouts, that they just wanna get it done. And that person is far more value to me than the people who went to the best school with the best professors, but who can't get off their ass to do anything. I think the biggest mistake that young people make is that they have this vision of how they're supposed to act. And sometimes it's with respect to the role. So if they're a creative person, they think this is how a creative person acts. So I'm gonna wear shitty clothes and show up late. Or if it's a young BCom or a young MBA, you know, it's like, I've gotta have my game face on, and I've gotta wear a tie and a jacket and a thing, you know. And what ends up happening in all of that is they end up losing their personality. And I don't have a good sense for who they are because they've got this game face on. So I don't care how you think you should act. I want you to act as you. I want to see you. I want to see all the bumps and the bruises and the imperfections, because that's what separates. That's what separates great brands, and that's what separates great people. I love the quirkiness of people, and I love the uniqueness of people, and I want to see more of that. And I want to see more of it in their work, and I want to see more of it in how they interact with people, and I want to see more of it in how they dress and how they behave. There are 4 things you need to have in any job at any point in your career, whether you're 22 or 62. First thing is you need to be learning. So if you're not learning, you're gonna get bored pretty damn quickly. So you need to be learning. 2, you need to be challenged. And if it's coming too easy to you, then get out, because then you're not gonna, again, you'll be bored. You need to be learning, you need to be challenged. You need to be having fun. Business isn't, you know, business is fun. This should be fun. If you're not having fun, then get out. I don't care how much money you're making. Life is too short for you to be a negative Nancy. And the third part is you need to be compensated. And that isn't you need to be making a lot of money. It means for your contribution to the organization and what they stand for and what they do and what they make, you need to be reasonably compensated. And if you're not getting compensated to the best of your abilities or what you think you're worth, then it's time to move on. And if they can't give it to you, then move on. So learn, be challenged, have fun, and be compensated. And if at any point in time, any one of those 4 things is out of whack, hit the road. Try something else. And I think you'll be much happier.